Welcome to this Coinmerge.io presents Joint AMA featuring Rebel HQ and Extract with support from Gandalf Crypto. I will be your host today. My name is I'm a Big Man. Thank you so much. This is DeFi Crypto. It could be morning, afternoon, evening, possibly even the middle of the night. You are choosing to be here right now, being a part of pushing the DeFi space forward. We love bringing amazing projects to the table, giving investors like yourself a chance to really dive in and learn about these projects. What we're going to do is play another song, let the room fill up. I ask one question from you all. I'm going to go ahead and pin the tweet for today's space. Let me go ahead and pull that up. We will pin it up there. It's going to populate in the bulletin board at the top. As it populates and that other song plays, if you're already in here, you're ready to go, make sure you got a glass of water, you're excited for this AMA, and go ahead and interact with those tweets. So go ahead and tag everybody on there, like those accounts, add 2 friends, tell them why you're excited about these projects. Let them know why they should come in. AMAs are great opportunities for them to hear from the developer, from the team themselves, what's going on with it versus you having to, try to tell all the details yourself. And guys, we record every AMA here at Coinmerge. They are logged here on our X account. If for whatever reason, hey, a week from now, you want to tell someone about Extract, you want to tell someone about Rebel HQ, you can always refer them to this AMA, to this recording, so they can dive in and be a part of what is going on. With that being said, the tweet should have populated at the top of the space. I'm going to go ahead and roll another track. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is Coinmerge Joint AMA. All right, all right. Welcome to this Coinmerge.io presents Joint AMA. I am your host. I'm a big man. We've got Rebel HQ and X-Track up on the panel today, and we got my man Gandalf Crypto supporting. As always, thank you so much, Gandalf, for the support. Hey, if you guys aren't following that Gandalf account, be sure to follow it. He's got bullish stuff on tons of projects he's supporting. Got two great looking dogs, and just give some really good insight and advice. Hey, the DeFi space is, if you're here in the middle of the bear, you already know it can be a grueling place, unforgiving. And yeah, he has some great advice there when dealing with the family and other people who may not believe in what you're striving for, right? But the bear market's a great time to bear down, build through the bear, and be ready for the fruit of your labor during that bull market. Both of these projects here are no stranger to that. I've done my research here. I'm excited to dive in with both of these guys. Already have spoken a bit with X-Track. I've done my research with Rebel HQ as well. And both of these projects just bearing down during the bear and building. So that way, when that bull comes, not only are they set up to do well as a project, but also help to make the DeFi space more accessible and just a better overall place in general. So yeah. With that being said, we're going to do some introductions and then just kind of get into the AMAs after that. I just did a little intro for Gandalf. I want to go ahead and revisit the pinned tweet today. We've got a pinned tweet as well for a little giveaway. Twitter's being a little finicky, so I'm going to go ahead and pin it here in just a second, but I'm going to wait till someone else is talking, so I'm not trying to do two things at once and Twitter just crashes on me. But yeah, that being said, go ahead and visit that pinned tweet up there already. Tag everyone in that tweet. Send it deep into Twitter or X. Get as many people, as many eyes and ears in here as possible. You got a friend who wants to hear about these projects or you've been telling about. This is a great way. Get them in here. Get them listening live and direct from the team, from the developers themselves who are making these projects great and continuing to push DeFi forward. All right. So a little introduction about ourselves. We are Coinmerge Technology. We stand on 4 key pillars. We have our Coinmerge operating system, Coinmerge.io. It's a crypto social platform offering an array of DeFi utilities. Just sign up there and check that out. We would love to have you on board there. We've got Web3Shards.io, which is a data and API provider offering faster, filtered quality data for 87% less. So if you're a developer yourself, you're looking for other opportunities, ways to cut costs, ways to get the same data you're already getting for a cheaper price, please check out Web3Shards.io. Our third pillar, marketing and promotion, our AMAs. Hey, you trust us, you come to us with your projects, we merge these coins together and create a tighter, more trusted network through the DeFi space. Thank you guys so much for making us a pillar of the DeFi space for these AMA and promotion opportunities for you all. We love doing these shows and just sharing what everyone is working on in the space and bringing these projects together. And last but not least, we have our token CMOS and our investors. We would love to have you guys come over to the Telegram, hop on the platform, introduce yourself, ask all the questions. We've been around for 2.5 years. We're not stopping. We're still grinding. And yeah, just let us know. And on that note, too, if you got projects you think would do great on this platform, give us a shout, shoot us a DM, hop into our TG, ask how you can get those projects on board. All right. So that being said, let me do a quick check here. We got, all right, looks like we had a little fall off from X-Track. I'm going to give X-Track a speaker invite again. We do have Rebels up here doing well. Perfect. All right, we got my man Gandalf up here on the panel. Again, guys, if you haven't done so, the avatar is right there now. Hit my man Gandalf up with a follow, click his avatar, head over there, show him some love, and just a great spot to start do your own research process. A lot of bullish projects like we mentioned earlier, and just some great life advice as well. So thank you, Gandalf, for helping us out as always with these AMAs. All right, we got my man X-Track back up here as well. All the speakers are on the panel ready to go. What I want to do, since we just have 2 projects today, I want to give X-Track a chance to just, give a little introduction for the speaker themselves, and then tell maybe just a super small tidbit about the project. We don't really want to dive in deep, but we want to give the listeners a little, okay, this is what I can expect to hear about in the second half of the AMA. After that, I'm going to rehype the tweets again. I know y'all love to hear me talk about the tweets, but it really does help push engagement here to the room. And then we're going to dive into the full AMAs, starting with Rebel HQ. So with that being said, without further ado, let's hop into that introduction from the X-Track account.
Hey guys, my name's Sonic Tectonic. I'm the founder of X-Track. A little bit about myself is that I've been trading crypto for about 3 years, NFTs and DeFi. I have done pretty well for myself over the 3 years that I've been trading. Utility has always been one of my favorite things from trading. It's how I've made most of my profits. So that's how X-Track came about, which is a Twitter aggregator currently, which is aggregating alpha from Twitter on different DeFi tokens. But slowly but surely here, we're moving into different areas of aggregation. So that's a little tidbit about me and a little tidbit about the project.
Perfect. Love to hear it, man. Good to talk with you again. Excited to dive in and hear about what all has been going since the last time we talked. I really love what you guys are working on. And, if you are new to investing in the DeFi space and you haven't dove in over at Twitter or X yet and figured out how to make that part of your process, it's a huge advantage to have that and have a process to using X. X-Track is a great way to get in there and just really utilize that to the max. And we will talk about that more when we get to the second half of the AMA, but definitely a lot of bullish stuff going on over there. Thank you so much for the intro. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop over with my man Sonic. Sonic, go ahead and hit us up with the vision, just like where the idea came from, what it's about, and then we'll go ahead and dive into what's new, what's going on.
Sounds good, my friend. So yeah, the vision started out, right? We wanted to proof of concept, Twitter aggregation tool. We realized that a lot of the already existing ones had been taken off the market due to the API increase. And we didn't mind covering the cost of that to see if people would be interested in using it. And now we're pretty much moving on to anything under the sun, really, that you can think of. Our goal and vision is to have every utility that is already existing all under one roof. And slowly but surely every day, we make progress towards that. So that's pretty much the vision for the project is listen to our community, see where they want us to go, right? Our roadmap hasn't really been ever laid out because we build as the community suggests different things. We like to implement those community suggestions before anything else if we can, unless it's something very important. So yeah, essentially this project is going to continue building until it has every utility that you already know of and then some all under one roof. That's the vision.
Look. Love it, man. Love it. And so the main of obviously, right, X-Track, you've got X in there tracking Twitter X, right? So let's dive in for those maybe just totally fresh off the boat here. Twitter aggregation tool. So what exactly is that? What does it do? That's your main utility. And then let's dive in. I remember you got a couple other ones that were really close to being off the press. So I want to dive in and talk about those as well.
For sure. So the main tool right now is like the holders tool that we have is a web application which is completely in sync with the Telegram bot, right? So what we do is we aggregate information based on influencers that you follow, their tweets, retweets, replies, follows, stuff like that. And we distribute it to you guys in a nice, simple feed form on a page. We also do a lot of other things, though. You can explore individual accounts and see what their recent follows were, what their recent project tweets and replies were, right? We filter out all the noise. This is project related. So that way you don't have to filter through a whole bunch of GM tweets or tweets about show me your best project. You just see what your influencer is actually talking about. So that is the main holders tool right now. We also have an analytics part of that tool, which tracks in real time every single ERC20 token on Twitter competing for the top spot, right? It's a live graph, and you can see all these tokens kind of fighting, which are losing steam, which are gaining steam, right? And if you click on any of those tokens, you get full bubble maps, information, live charts. I mean, from where we started to where we are now, it's quite a crazy transformation. Let's just say that. So, and we just pushed Solana support today. So we were only doing ETH, right? We were only on the ETH chain. But now everything that we've done for ETH, right? All of the features mentioned, and there's too many to go over here. I don't want to ramble on for an hour. I just recommend checking out the Git book and going to read all the features for yourself. But with Solana support pushed, we'll be able to do everything that we're already doing, every single feature that's in our Git book for Ethereum on Solana, right? And for exposure-wise, for our project, our Ethereum trending feed, right? Extract trending. If you guys go at extract trending, that is our trending feed that we have on Twitter. And that thing is on track to do about 1.2 million impressions this month, right? And we're going to have a feed for every different chain. So things are heating up quite a bit. So that's the holders tool right there, the web app in sync with the Telegram bot, right? So pretty much anything that you have on the web app, all your settings on the web app, all your information received on the web app, you'll also receive alerts on the Telegram bot. So if you prefer Telegram, you use Telegram. If you prefer the web app, you use the web app. But we got it for whatever you prefer, kind of deal. So that's the holder.
Love
right
it.
there.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I definitely wanted you to break it down. A lot of these things are super cool. The follower notifications, right? You see a big account that you really trust. They're following a new thing. You can get in there. Maybe you don't want to, ape the farm just because they followed an account, but it lets you get a chance to get an entry position that might be pretty speculative, a lot lower on market cap. So that's a huge feature there. Then you got the top the projects that have the top steam. That's huge because we all know, right, the projects that are rating, they're going to be getting a lot of exposure there, versus the ones that are not rating as much. There's a lot more that has to go into that to get that movement happening. So but yeah, huge opportunities there with the projects. I know it's funny that that you guys are both on the same AMA, because there's many rebels over there in the conclave that love Xtract and they love the tool. It's actually a common thing that we talk about because of the way that your tool is utilized and the different ways that you can access that data. So I definitely love what you're doing here. And yeah, the bot's spot on. Everything that you guys have done so far is spot on. And am I correct that you had an advanced, like a chatter shield on steroids? Was that one of the ones that you guys had up and coming?
Yeah, well, no, that's completely built. That's been built for a while. We now
okay, so yeah, now that's a couple weeks old, right? But y'all already fully built on that. So yeah, go ahead and chime on that, my man.
So we got about 30,000. We're about in about 37 groups, 30,000 eyes on us right now, right? So it's a slow climb because right, the shield already exists, so you got to convert people over to the better tool. So that just takes a little bit of education. But everyone, as soon as they either watch the tutorial video or try it for themselves, the reviews are outstanding. Everybody loves it. They say once they try it, they say, I'm never going back. This is what I'm using. So that's doing tremendously for us. And that's just pretty much essentially a marketing tool, right? Anybody can use that for free. You can use it on your project. Even Rebel HQ, if they'd like to. I see a few of the guys in the Xtract chat. I was actually just chatting with one of them recently. Great guys, those guys. Love what they're doing over at their project. Big shout out to them. So, yeah, no, X-Rate is completely free to use, completely built. Projects are already using it. And we're exchanging advertisement slots for people that support X-Rate early, right? So we're in talks with a few bigger projects, some that have over 10,000 members in their group. And we're trying to offer them some advertisement slots in exchange for using X-Rate. So it'll save us on the marketing wallet spend, right? And we'll get out there and in front of more eyes a lot faster. The web app also, by the way, just to touch back on that, everything is now completely public. Subscriptions are live. Referral codes are live. You can earn up to 50%, right? 50% of every person you refer. It's every 5 people that you refer, you unlock a little percentage, right? It's all in our Telegram chat if you want to look up on it. But everything's live now. Absolutely everything is live. The web app people can subscribe to. You can refer people to it. X-Rate, people can use it. And it's like you say, it's like Shield on steroids. It's working very, very well for us. Our own main page, the statistics don't lie. We're on track on our main page to do less than the trending, but the trending, that's obvious because people shill that around to show that their token is top. So our main page is about on track to do 700,000 impressions this month with rating, just with our small community that we have. So the proof is in the pudding. You can't raid faster. You can't raid faster than with X-Rate. It's that simple. And you get the alerts of the particular influencer that you're trying to raid, right? So it's top tier.
Love it, man. Love it. Yeah. I just want to let people know I went ahead and pinned the pinned tweet from the X-Track main Twitter account, which has a list of the different tools that they have available, both in the free to use and then not. So as we're talking about these things, you can dive in there, see what tools they have that are already there free to use, and then what else they're developing. Like he said, they're not slowing down. The goal is not to complete one utility here. It's to get utilities done so we can move on to the next one. So I do have a question. Just I'm pretty sure I already know the answer, but I want to inform investors here. So 2 different things. One, for your new utilities, when you're bringing utilities to the table, you mentioned that, did you mention that community is involved there, right? You're getting community feedback for those new tools?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're eventually we're in the process of building a voters section on our page, right? And it doesn't matter if you hold more tokens than another. One vote is one vote, right? We don't discriminate against smaller holders. So we're gonna work on building that, so we make sure that mostly holders are voting, right? But we've been doing it in our Telegram until we have that ready, because we assume the active members in our Telegrams are holders, right? You're not going to be active in a Telegram if you're not holding. So we've just been taking votes. So right now we got, if my memory serves me correct, we have an influencer ranking feature that we're gonna be building, right? We're gonna take all the big influencers, put them in a database, and kind of rank them based on their calls, when they call, where the market cap goes to, all that, and rank. So that'll benefit people in a few different ways. For a trader, that's good data to have. But also, if you run a project, right, like ourselves, and you want to know, like, what caller should I spend on? Where should I spend the marketing wallet, right? Some people would want this information to know that, right? So that is one thing that we're building right there. Another thing that we're working on right now in the background is our own sniper bot, right? That is a slow build in the background as we build more community suggestions. We want to build out our web app to be a little bit more robust than it is and offer some features that nobody has. Like that influencer ranking thing, nobody has that. We'll be exclusive to have that in the first ones there. So we're building that. Contract deployment feed. We're talking about working on that as well. We have a tool that's going to let people know who you'll be able to pretty much input a project, any project, ERC20 or Solana, into a search bar, and it'll bring up the earliest people to follow that project and the earliest people to have shilled that project. We already have the earliest shilled feature done, but we're working on the earliest followed. So pretty much when you put a project in the search bar, you'll get all that information. Who are the early people there? So maybe you could put those guys into the tool and further your alpha even a little bit more, right? So yeah, 100% the community is involved. If you gave us a suggestion today, you'd probably see it built by next week.
Love it, man. Love it. And the second question I had was, we were talking about advertising space there on the Chatter Shield. What is the intent, or what do you guys have for the use case for that revenue as that starts to come in with that bot and other bots?
So the advertisement revenue is 100% going to holders for revenue share, right? That is 100% holders. So we're extremely focused on, like I say, the Twitter impressions on our trending account, getting advertisements to be appealing to other projects, right? So we can really start boosting that revenue stream. So we can get that revenue stream for the holders. So I can even get you the pricing because everything, advertisements are live as well. And everything is completely smart contract controlled, right? So you have no worries when you're purchasing an ad or when you're subscribing, everything's completely smart contract controlled. If you were to refer someone, right, you get your payout instantaneously. As soon as that person subscribes, you get your payout. So it's pretty nice in that aspect. Now let me get you the prices, sponsoring opportunities. So for weekly our text, we have our extract bot at 0.04, our X-rate at 0.06, our web app at 0.1, and our full package at 0.119, and monthly 0.12 for the extract Telegram bot, X-rate bot 0.18, web app 0.3, and the full package 0.35. And for videos, for a month, it's 0.75. Now, in comparison, for a boosted video ad on Shield, it's 0.75 for a week. We're 0.75 for a month. So we're highly competitive in our pricing to start off, right? We're trying to get people to advertise with us. It's about acquiring the customer base first, and then, slowly but surely we might be able to increase our ad prices. Also a custom, like this full package 0.75 for an extra 0.1, right? We're going to be adding that shortly. For an extra 0.1, so 0.85, we'll build you your custom bot where you don't have to have any advertisements from any other projects. And in comparison, I think that's 2.5 or 3 ETH at the competitors. So very, very competitive in our pricing.
Love it. Yeah. Not to mention that, with the continued development of utilities coming forward, it's like, you're basically creating a one-stop shop for projects to be able to integrate not only what you currently have, but they could come back in a month and you've got a whole new set of things as well that they could add in, and then price packages to respond to that. But yeah, the revenue, huge. I love to hear that it's going back to the holders. That's always bullish. 100% is amazing, So I do want to talk about a little bit about, and I'm actually, honestly, I'm super surprised that you guys have not lost any steam on the utility development side of it, because you guys had a little situation where you had to do a relaunch, right? And I want to talk about that a little bit. And really, I want to double down and emphasize that the way you're discussing your developments and the movement of the project, I would never guess that you guys had to do the relaunch and had to go through that. Usually when those things occur, there's a week or two where, okay, we got to refocus this. We can't do a new utility. We can't finalize this yet. It kind of gets pushed to the side. I don't get that vibe at all. I get the vibe of like, okay, you want to throw a curveball at us? Well, we're going to manage the curveball while we keep up our pace. But yeah, you want to dive in, talk a little bit about that situation, and then we'll just keep going from there.
For sure, absolutely. And keep in mind as well, we're only a 2-man team, right? Myself and the dev. So I would say our work pace is should be the norm, to be honest. I don't think it should be considered impressive. I just think a lot of other teams are lazy. But the relaunch went smooth. We couldn't have done it without our holders, right? So huge shout out to the holders that sent in their tokens. We had to get the holders to send in their tokens so that we could sell the tokens ourselves, right? And empty our liquidity so that we could re-add it to our new token. And that's exactly what we did. We announced before that we were draining, let everyone know ahead of time. We drained our liquidity by selling our tokens, and then we relaunched, I think it was the next day. So I think there was like 12 hours in between the other token being dead and this new token being launched and deployed. The other token ended, and it's unfortunate too about the relaunch, because I wish our chart showed the progress previous and not just the launch price high and a little bit of a decline because we're in a bear right now and Solana is kind of hot. But it is the ball game sometimes. But yeah, no, we had a nice climb, very, very healthy chart. Everything's been going great. Great dip now, honestly, not even going to lie. Great entry point here for what we're building. And the relaunch went great, and it was thanks to the community, essentially. And we just keep relaunching a token is deploying a contract, right? So it was nothing to really keep working in between that, because all we needed to do is make sure that the hardest part was the Excel sheet and making sure everyone got their proper tokens, right? We wanted to make sure we did it one time and we did it right. And not a single person ever DM'd me saying they didn't receive tokens. So we must have had 100% success rate on our snapshot. So Great news there.
Nice. Yeah. No, I definitely wanted to mention it. I definitely was paying attention during the relaunch. I was watching the chart, seeing how you guys were handling the situation. I think you guys did great. I mean, the reason it went so well is the constant communication, right? Anytime there was any kind of questioning in there, it was answered cleanly, transparent, everything was done to the T. And I did want to make it a mention of that because, like you said, I don't think the chart reflects what the work that's being done here. The chart before was awesome. It's unfortunate you guys had to relaunch, but I don't think the current chart is any indication of what you guys are capable of or what you're doing, the quality of the work being done. So I did want to touch on it. If you guys are only a two-man team, you guys got some amazing mods, and the management of that, the admins in the chat, like I said, during the relaunch and the whole strategy of the relaunch, like you said, selling the tokens, the community involvement with the sending in, the clean aspect of that, it doesn't always go that way, right? So definitely appreciate that was being done, and that communication with the community. And yeah, you're right, it is just simply deploying the contract, but if you don't keep up with the community in the chat, sometimes things can get out of hand real fast. And I never ever got that vibe through the Telegram and with the project as you guys were going through that, dealing with that punch. But yeah, like I said, I'm super bullish on this project, and I love the all the work that you guys are doing. Involving the community, I think is super good, a super good idea, because they're the ones that are out there putting in the work, seeing what could be developed, what needs to be developed for the space, and then bringing that back to you guys, and you guys saying, hey, you know what, you're right, that utility does exist somewhere else, but they just kind of got it out. It's like a sugar cookie. We could make a freaking huge thing out of this with all these intricacies. So I love that you guys aren't afraid to sort of tackle utilities that already exist head on and add more to that, whether it's speed or more utility inside of that itself.
Yeah, no, I super appreciate that, my friend. That's essentially our goal, right? Our goal is to just keep building until we can't build anymore, and then when we can't build anymore, find something new to build again. This project is never really going to end in any way like that. That's the whole point of this project, right? Is I've been in plenty of project myself as a holder before, right? Whether it's utility or meme coin, and I've had plenty of good suggestions, right? But no one takes them seriously. They all think that they know what they're doing. So with my community, I want to take their suggestions because I've had good suggestions before. I know my suggestions would have helped that project. So I listen to my community. Who am I to say I know better than them, right? So I take their suggestions. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, and that's fine. But I tell everybody, just because you gave me one suggestion and I thought that it was bad and it won't work for this project, keep giving them to me, because I promise you, for every one bad suggestion you'll probably have 9 good ones, and we'll implement them, right? So That's why this project is here, is because I've been in plenty of projects before. 2 things, right? With the suggestions, we covered that. Number 2 is that they just end. I've been in projects with devs before that could have kept building. I'm telling you, it could have been the best utility you've ever seen. But what do? They've already built you that utility, the one singular utility. You use that utility. They farm you. They use that tax money. They leave right off into the sunset, and then they go build another utility, what they could have built you under that same roof. And then they go and do it again and again and again. We're not going to do that. It's all going to be under one roof. So if you got time, what I tell everybody is just, chuck what you can afford to hold in there and give us a year and watch us blow your minds. It's that simple.
Love it, man. Love it. Yeah. And the amount of eyes that you're getting, right, with the chatter shield and the X-Raid, I guess it is, right? Let me call it by the correct name. I apologize. Yeah. With X-Raid, the amount of eyes that you're getting, and those eyes being pulled into all of those other utilities that you have, and then all that rev share going back to the holders, who then have a say in what comes next. It's creating that loop that we like to see with projects, where everyone feels like they've got an important part of the project, because they do, right? And everyone is being taken care of, and new eyes are happening organically, just because of people wanting to use the tech. So yeah, super, super bullish and love what you guys are working on. Always love talking with you about it. And yeah, guys, listeners here, and if you haven't done so, that pinned tweet has a list of the free tools that they have there. Follow that main Twitter account, get over there, get involved. Of course, do your own research on all of the projects we interview here, but guys, get over there, get involved, see what they're building, and just talk to the community. The community is solid over there, and they just continue to build. As you can tell, Sonic's ready to get off the call right now and build something new. I can tell.
Yeah, no, always. I'm always ready to build. And like I said, we enjoy it. We enjoy doing it, right? I'm a trader first, so I'm going to use this tool. Like I told people in the community, like, irregardless, this tool was getting built. I've done fairly well for myself as a trader, and I could have hired this dev just to build me what I wanted to, irregardless of this project, right? So this is just me sharing what I wanted to use for myself with everybody else, but it's a long build. It's a long build, right? We're talking our own sniper bot. We're talking everything's going to work. It's like within the web app, and I can't get into too many details because I there's some people out there that have already kind of jacked a few of our ideas, so I can't get into too many details. But let me just say, like, we will be around far longer than most of your favorite utility projects. Many utility projects will come and go in the time that we continue building. I promise you that. We'll probably be having an AMA with you guys 6 months from now. You'll be like, guys, how's the sniper? I heard you guys have like 2 different web apps now. What's going on? And that's what it's going to be with Xtract. We're never going to stop. We're never going to stop, and it's always going to be something bigger. So this price right now is criminally undervalued. And we're going to continue to do buybacks and liquidity adds, right? We understand our liquidity is not super thick, but that's included in our tokenomics. Every time that we collect some tax funds, we take 25, 10, but whatever it is, we take in between 10 to 25 every time, and we slam it back into the chart with a buyback. And then we match what we just bought back with ETH and token, pair it, and put it right back into the pool. So the liquidity will slowly get thick over time, right? As long as people stay interested in the project, and they will. This is never going to zero. I can assure you of that, right? We'll be just fine liquidity-wise. Eventually, this will have a very, very thick liquidity pool. And when the community is satisfied with it, we just stop adding to the liquidity, and that money will just go right back into the 60-40 tax split of marketing and rev share. So
nice. Yeah, I love it. Love it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I love everything that you guys have been doing. Definitely a great development. Guys here, if you haven't done so, hop in the TG, ask your questions, get involved, see what they're building. This is one of the few projects that we have on Coinmerge often enough. I don't want to be foolish and not keep up. So I'll be honest. I've got it pinned in a folder. I keep up with what they're doing, just because if I don't, when we get to an AMA, I'm going to be so blown away with everything that's being done that I'm not going to be able to have good questions. So I got to keep up at least with where you're at, what's been going on, because you guys, like I said, you see it as a standard movement pace, which I love, but especially for the market the way it is, you guys are really pushing the envelope, and I definitely appreciate that, because the tools you're developing, just like with Rebel, they help individual investors. They help to push the space forward and make it to where you don't need 3 years of experience. You don't need multiple years of loss before you learn how to make a profit, before you learn how to be successful in the space. And that's really going to change and shift that adoption rate to just more and more adoption, as we give the opportunity for people with low or middle knowledge of the space access to all that data that the advanced guys like Sonic, like Zen, they see that data. They've spent that time uncovering that data because of their personal love for the space. And they want to wrap that all into a nice, easy to use platform bot where you can then utilize that to take your learning curve and just obliterate it and have such a better opportunity in the space. So, man, again, Sonic, I always love talking with you. Always super bullish. Do you have any sort of call to action, final statement here for the investors today?
Like I always say, just come check us out for yourself. Don't let me tell you. Let the community tell you. They'll vouch. They'll let you know how the work's been going on. We got some holders in there that have been there since day one. So that's October 24th of 2023. So they've been with us for quite a while now, right? It's been almost a full 3 months now. I think we've hit 3 months. I don't know. We've been working so hard. Sometimes I lose track of the time, but I think 3 months and 2 days about now that we've been out, right? 90 days, we built out all of this. And like our host here just said, we're not going to slow down. So imagine what it looks like in 90 days. Market cap of 165K right now. This is criminally undervalued. We're not stopping the build, but check us out yourself. Our link tree is right in our Twitter account right there. Just click on the link tree. All of our links are right there. We're going to be adding our Solana feeds and Solana tools there within the next day or two, because we know Solana's hot. So if you're like, I haven't even been trading ETH, what's this about? We got your Solana tools ready. Everything's going to be linked in the link tree within a day or two. We're just doing a few beta testing over the next day or two. But yeah, the dev, just so you guys understand, the dev cooked up Solana support today. He started working on it this morning, right? At 7 a.m. or 6:30 a.m., he told me, and he went to bed at midnight. And he cooked up all of Solana support within one day, one singular day. So I'll leave you guys on that note. Coinmerge, super appreciate you guys for giving us a platform to speak. You guys are absolutely awesome, and I appreciate what you guys do for the space. Shout out again to Rebel HQ. Their presentation was awesome. They got me checking out their tech. So they had a great speaker as well. I always support other tech projects. We need to stick together. And I think the real ones need to stick together in this space, because Lord knows the scammers help each other too much, right? So if you're a real one and you're a hard worker, and you see another guy working hard, just try to support your fellow hard worker, because we need to stick together to help each other in the space. And shout out to Gandalf, absolute beauty, absolute legend. Without him, we wouldn't even be here today. So shout out to him. Cheers, everybody. And thank you for the time to speak. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Absolutely, man. Love it. Appreciate it. As always, Sonic investors, if you are here today and you're not jumping in both of these projects Telegram, hey, I can't help you how to fish. I can't help you fish if you don't grab the pole and get to the lake, right? So get into those Telegrams, get involved, ask your questions. If for anything, just to push the envelope of your knowledge of the space. I know if you're not using bots regularly through Telegram or through the individual platforms, it can seem a little daunting, a little much. Hey, get in there, make it palatable, learn it, ask those questions, up your knowledge of the space, integrate these bots and tools, and just use those to have a better experience in the space. Don't be afraid to have some losses. We all have losses, right? Losses are those opportunities to grow, add some new, do your own research points to your strategy, and then go from there. Tools that like Xtract is building and Rebel HQ, those are going to help you to just make sound decisions as you're growing and going in the space. So some closing statements from me. My name is I'm a Big Man. Of course, check out both these projects. Thank you so much for being here. This is DeFi Crypto, so I know it could be literally the middle of the night for you, or you could be making your fresh pot of coffee in the morning. Thank you so much for being here, for being involved. I like to use my opportunity for closing statements to make an emphasis on mental health in the space. It's super popular to say, hey, we don't sleep. We never sleep at all. We never see the light of day. We just literally program and work 24/7. I think that's awesome. I also think getting a good night of sleep is important. So whether you're a developer, you're an investor, just set your alarm clock back an hour tonight. Use Big Man as an excuse. And tomorrow, get out in the sun, grab someone you love, get out in the sun, put your toes in the grass, they say, get an extra hour of sunlight. That way, whenever you're talking to friends, family, the random guy at the coffee shop about crypto and DeFi crypto specifically, you are tan and well rested and not pale and tired. This has been a Coinmerge Joint AMA. I was your host, I'm a Big Man, and we will see you at the next one. Thank you.